Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday, January 26th to be exact, and this is my fourth installment of what I call Featherweight University. It's a reshoot from last year. There's a lot of new people to featherweights, and I like to do kind of a beginning basics kind of mini course. I take excerpts from my full-blown featherweight spa day. The last couple weeks we have talked about the kinds of attachments that come with your machine, what kind of machine you might be looking for, how to clean, care, oil, lubricate, and tonight is called tips and tricks. So we're going to talk about some common issues that kind of will mess up the most seasoned featherweight users. So hang on, I'm going to say hi to a few friends. I'm going to pull up my feeds and then we're going to get going with the good information. So let's see here. How's everybody doing? It's hump day, midweek. It's all downhill for the weekend now. Yay! I had class today on beginning piecing part 3, and we had fun. Those ladies are just a hoot. They're just a hoot. All right, we have Polly's on. Hi, Polly from UK, and Karen's on from Sweden. Hi, how's it going, Karen? Sunny's on from Georgia. Hi, Sunny. Elizabeth is on from Indiana, and Donna Moore is on. Hi, guys, out on YouTube. All right, let's see who's on my Facebook feed here. Let's see. Coming up slow. Okay, Lisa's on. Hi, Lisa from Phoenix. Mel and Joe are on from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Hi, guys. Kim's on from Manitoba. Debbie is on from Kentucky. She says she's freezing to death. It's 30 outside, so it's pretty cold here. I'm pretty sure you're below 0, though. Brr. Nancy is on from Lake Stevens. Kathleen is on. Hi, Kathleen. I haven't seen you in a while. When you come into Sandpoint to visit me? Becky King is on. Hi, Becky. And Kathy is on from SoCal. Let the fun begin, she says. All right. So for those of you who are just watching me on Instagram, I try to do a pre-show. Hi, Sandy Reese and Judy P. I try to do a pre-show on Instagram 10 minutes before I get on the big show here on Facebook and YouTube. And I literally lost my agenda. So I had to jump off to find my agenda just in case everybody's keeping track. I found it. You know, it's on the back of an envelope. So my envelope looked like this, but these were my notes. Bonnie Pelton's on. Ooh, Bonnie Pelton says it's negative 25 in Illinois. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why I did not move to South Dakota, because I don't think I could do the 30 below. Watch what you wish for. I wish for Kathy to come visit me. Hi, Nisha in Van, Texas. Franny's on. I did find my notes. It was with my lost block. Hi, Lisa Gallows Fields from Southeast Georgia. And, Bernadette, in Bellingham, Bernadette wants to know where in Illinois. I thought you said, where is Illinois? I'm like, in the middle somewhere? My Nebraska folks who watch quite a bit now because I'm there twice a year, they know that for me, everywhere in the middle is just in the middle. Like I have no idea. This is really embarrassing, so no one judge me. But like when I go to Omaha, Nebraska, I know that I touch Ohio and I touch Kansas, but I have no idea what is north, south, east, west of there. None. Geography is not my gift. What do they say? Not my circus, not my monkeys. Don't ask me. I can't even tell you what other states Omaha, Nebraska borders. All right. Oh, Carolyn Henry is on from Carolyn Jean. Henry is on from New Zealand. Welcome. And she has the nerve to rub it in that she's having a summer day today. As you can see, Carolyn Jean from my backdrop. It's a little snowy here in North Idaho. I'm almost at the Canadian border. Hello, Tanya Smith White, or White Smith. Oh my gosh, my brain is not engaged today. This might be an hilarious live. Welcome. I did have a good day today. It's been a long day, but it's been good. And Bonnie says, let's see, Bonnie in Illinois is Coal City, half hour south of Joliet. Let's see. Andy needs to travel. She needs to travel east. I know, right? By car, because I'd probably have a much better perspective of what is in the middle of the West Coast and the East Coast if I actually drove through. I did when I was a little girl, but it's been a long time. Jennifer, I got your message. I'm a terrible friend. I have just been swamped. We will catch up. Let's see. All right, you guys, let me just make sure. Kathleen says, my sister wanted me to come pick her up in Portland one time from Montana. What? Good Lord. You'd be like Sister of the Year. Sister of the Year. Hi, Kim Warren from New York. Let's see. Polly says, thankfully I live on a much smaller island, so you don't really get lost. You're eventually going to hit the ocean, right? Gwen. Hi, Gwen's on. She's, oh, thank you. Oh, wait, hold on. Gwen says, not Ohio, Iowa, Kansas, South Dakota, Colorado, and Missouri. All border states to Nebraska. Thank you. I'm glad my geography teacher is here. Gwen, you have an official title now. Let's see. Kathy Harris is on from Snohomish. Hi, hi, hi. Franny says, it's kind of flat in the middle. I know. My husband is from southern Indiana. You could see the water towers like 2 towns over. And Diana Jones is on from Missouri. Oh, here we go. Oh, Poppy Piggy. Bellingham. Oh, okay, Bernadette from Bellingham must be back on. Poppy Piggy. You're going to have to explain that one to me. That is your Insta handle. Come to Texas. It's only 50 degrees down here. Nice, Donna. My mom would love it if I came to Texas. They live in Forney, east of Dallas. Okay. Hi, Fran Lordy from Indiana. Thanks for joining us. And Diana Jones is on from Missouri. Okay, let's get to some fun stuff. So, I have some announcements. I have some tips and tricks. I should have you in and out of here in 30 minutes. That's my goal. All right, so I wanted to just make a little announcement that Sew Expo is coming up. Sew Expo is a conference that used to be in person at the big Puyallup Fairgrounds. It's definitely the largest regional conference that comes through that general area. We were in person the first year that I was participating, and then COVID hit. And oh, it's Helen, and I'm sorry, Helen. Oh, Poppy's your dog's name. Sorry. Helen, Bernadette is from Bellingham, and she's also on Facebook, so I apologize. Okay, so since you're watching, Helen, let me answer your question first. So anyway, Expo is coming up. It's the last week of, it's the first week of March, and it's all virtual. So for those of you across the country, you can sign up for like a nominal registration fee and then sign up to take classes and join the free stages, and everything is virtual. So all of a sudden, all this education and classes are now available to the world. We had like, I don't know how many countries joined last year. It was really exciting. And I'm going to be there. So I'm a virtual vendor, so I'll be doing a vendor spotlight, and I have some lectures planned for the free stage. So if you do sign up virtually to go to Sew Expo, then please feel free to jump into one of my rooms. I'd love for you to say hi. Let's see, Therese is on. Hi, Therese. And Tanya White Smith says Amarillo, Texas is currently 26 degrees and 3 inches of snow. That's unusual for Amarillo, isn't it? I feel like that's unusual for Amarillo. Helen, you and Bernadette should totally have a club there. Cindy and Jen are on. Hello. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Lisa. We know you live in the Valley of the Sun, so it's 73 degrees in paradise. I'll be there soon enough. Andy's just going to send my things. I'll be like, I'm never leaving. All right, so that's my first announcement. Second announcement is that Ray has been working on the marketing materials for Quilt Camp. Quilt Camp is Featherweight Doctor's first official quilt retreat. So I had these 3 new quilters in the store today, and they were like, "What's a quilt retreat?" And I'm like, "Really? It's where you go and you sew with other people who love to sew, and you guys have the best time. Like, you get so much stuff done. And there's going to be a quilt camp right here in Sandpoint, Idaho. So for those of you who live local to here, you don't have to pay for a room or travel. You're just right here. And your signing up for the conference isn't dependent on like how many rooms I book or anything. I have the room reserved, and we're going to have fun that first week in June. So Ray's working on the marketing. As soon as the marketing is done, I'm going to be putting out like the official information about it. Everything is kind of coming together. I'm really excited about it. We're going to only have 20 seats, so it's probably going to book pretty darn fast. So if you want to come out and sew with your Featherweight and me for 3 days at the beginning of June, be looking for the announcement. Let's see. Sunny says, "So Expo sounds fun. What month and day, please?" Okay. If I can look at this, my assistant is getting her iPad fixed. Girl child dropped her iPad on the concrete last night, so her and her daddy are getting it fixed. But Helen, we don't have a yurt set up. All right, so it's going to be, it'll start the night of Thursday the 2nd, will be the cocktail opening party. We'll sew all day Friday the 3rd and Saturday the 4th, and everybody will leave on Sunday the 5th. So that's the dates. Oh, no, that's for Quilt Camp. I'm sorry. Sew Expo is going to be, I think it's March 2nd through Sunday, March 6th, my dear. Okay. Okay, RV spots, yes ma'am. City Beach RV is actually at the venue. So there will be RV spots at the venue. Oh, Marcia's going to a 5-day retreat in Indiana next week. Looking forward to it. Yes, exactly. There are lots of close places. There you can stay at the Edgewater, which is where the conference is going to be held at. It's a Best Western, or there's less expensive rooms in town. Yeah, so I'll be putting the logistics out for the Quilt Camp 2022. Title is Let's Get Stitchin'. All right, let's talk about some tips and tricks. This one is new. This one's new. Oh, thank you. Reagan Gurton is on. All right, sweetheart. Thank you for tagging it. Do we have to leave? Yes. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, Kathleen. All right, this is my favorite new tip and trick. Denise Thurston. There she is, dropping her Airbnb. Girl child, Dorina, are you on? Okay, here's my first tip and trick. You're like, why are you holding a batting roll, Darlene? It's not a batting roll. So does anybody have a small sewing space at their home? I used to have a huge sewing space, and then I had the nerve to open up this shop, and my husband just gives me the corner of the master bedroom now. That's it. And I do not have any wall space to hang a design wall, but yet I use a design wall all the time. So what do? All right, this is what I do. This is a 2-yard cut of craft felt that I bought at Joann's for like $10. Hold on. It's stuck because my pins are stuck. What I do is I have a batting roll underneath here, which you also can get at Joann's for free. So there's my batting roll. And then I hang my 2-yard thing on it, and I hook it to the, I have hooks into my ceiling, and I can hook it onto the ceiling, and then my design wall is right behind me. And then what I do, if I'm not done, like I have blocks on here, I can roll this up, and all of a sudden nothing moves. And when I'm ready to work on my design wall again, I just pull it out. So this was my answer to not being able to have a designated wall in my house where I sew for a design wall. So that's your first tip and trick. Second tip and trick is talking about the 3 most common things that'll mess up even the most seasoned featherweight user. Number 1, your needle being in backwards. So on modern machines, your needle can only go in one way. It's the right way because there is that flat side on the needle. So it enables you to not put the needle up into the shaft incorrectly. On the featherweight, it can go in any direction, but only one way is right. And the proper way, here, let me do this. Oopsie, sorry. There. So here is the featherweight. The needle goes in flat side to the left. So literally there's this throat plate with the capital letter D for Darlene. Oh, Peggy wants to know about PVC. Oh, they won't? Oh, you could probably use PVC pipe instead of the cardboard tubes. That's weird that they won't give that to you. Yes, Jennifer, great for an RV too on the design wall. So anyway, this capital letter D, see there's a flat line here. You just line the flat part of your needle up to the flat part of this throat plate and make sure the needle is all the way seated up into the shaft and it gets it right every time. Then you also have to remember that the back part of the needle signifies the flat part of the needle signifies the back of the needle. And so you need to thread it from inside out. So it is not a front to back threading. That messes people up all the time. It's a side to side threading. The other thing that messes people up is when you take that throat plate off and you put, to dust it out, which you should do after every quilt, when you put this back in, you have to make sure that that little notch is seated under the throat plate, because otherwise it'll just make a big rat's nest. Hi, Linda Wood from Texas. So, 2 things there. So we have needle in right, the assembly seated properly, and the next thing is the bobbin needs to be seated when you are popping the bobbin. Hold on. When you're popping the bobbin into the bobbin case, the thread goes up over to the left. You thread it through the tension plates and out the snake's tongue. And when you pull on it, it spins counterclockwise because you can put the bobbin in right or 180 degrees wrong. So those are the 3 things that mess up even the most seasoned users. Dorina says, I did the same for a design wall in AZ, hung it over a double closet. Yes, that works. That totally works too. All right. Okay, all y'all out there on YouTube land, Denise. Everybody calm down. Boy, you YouTubers, for the longest time, our viewership on YouTube was decent, but no one would say anything. And then I think it was Polly who started it. Polly started chatting, and then before you knew it, I found this whole wonderful group out there that just wanted, they're like voyeurs. All they wanted to do was watch, and then as soon as they figured out they could have their own little engagement, like my Facebook feed, YouTube has been on fire. On fire. Aww. Okay, so those are the 3 things. Needle in right, bobbin in right, and then the notch seated underneath the throat plate. Okay, the other thing that will mess up even the most seasoned users, let me go back to my lower camera. This hand wheel. So it is so tempting, friends, when you're sewing here, and you accidentally go past where you wanted to stop 2 stitches. It's so tempting to roll this hand wheel in reverse. Don't do it. Hand wheel only ever goes over the top towards you, never away from you. Okay? The reason why is because it will wrap thread. Hold on. It'll wrap thread behind the assembly, and then you will have a thread jam that you have to pick out with tweezers. There's no tool, there's no shortcut for removing a thread jam properly. If you use the tool that you jam into your bobbin assembly to force it to turn. You're forcing metal to turn against other metal that it shouldn't turn against, and you'll throw your machine at a time. So just don't roll your hand wheel in reverse. If you need to back up, put your machine in reverse, still roll the hand wheel forward, backing the machine up, and then you're set and you didn't wrap your hand wheel. Donna Moore, Polly is totally the ringleader. Donna Moore over on YouTube says, how do you feel about vintage Singer needles? So that's an interesting question, because unlike with vintage other things like thread, they get, so thread, like you wouldn't want to use vintage thread, because vintage thread, it gets frail and the air has deteriorated its winding, and it will break on you all the time. It's frustrating. Wooden, cute, antique spool thread spools. Cute, not the thread on them, just the actual spool. But needles are a different story, because needles are not going to degrade over a season and exposure to air and all of that fun stuff. So if you do find vintage Singer needles, I say go for it. I don't think... Francis, I am trying to hold a show here. So I think vintage needles are okay to use. Gloria Ann, hi Gloria Ann. She says, I'm late. My dog shattered her food bowl. Oh no, so she had to vacuum up the shards. All right. Kathleen says, will you have... no, Kathleen, the quilt camp is going to be at the Edgewater, which is the Best Western Hotel on the other side of town. But we will have a field trip to Selkirk. Stephanie doesn't know that yet, but I'm going to tell her. Oh, Judy P says, don't leave bobbins wound with thread for a long time. They rust. That's a good tip, especially in a high humidity climate. Yes, yes, yes. The girls on YouTube are running amok. Okay, where's my list? So wheel forward. That's another tip and trick. Helen, I don't know if you're still on, my sweet, but you were asking, Helen in Bellingham has a really nice collection of machines. She does not have the opportunity to sew with them as often as she wants. So, hi Sharon from Branson. So what you need to do, Miss Helen, is once a month, pull out your featherweights and just roll this pulley into your fingers. And what happens is it stops this from hardening up and congealing, which is the most expensive part on your machines to replace. So you'll just, once a month, all your machines, pull them out and roll this pulley around in your fingers. And that way you'll be, it's not the best. Oh, you didn't even see that because I was on the wrong camera. I'm sorry. This pulley right here. You're going to move that around backwards and forwards, just a half a turn, just to keep it moving once a month. The motors are the most expensive thing to replace. I do advise people sew on every featherweight they have once a month, but if you can't do that, then a bare minimum is to roll that pulley around. Okay. All right. So that was my last little line item. I'm sorry about my distracted brain today. This has been, thank you for everybody's grace. Also, next week, for our last installment of Featherweight University, we will be doing a free motion quilting demonstration. I'll be showing the modern quilting feet that you can use on your featherweight. Oh, thanks for hanging out, Helen. I do appreciate everybody hanging out with me and fumbling through with me. I apparently am a little overtired today, and I'm having a little trouble finding my words. So I hope everybody has a great night. Hi, Deanna. I miss you from Napa. I'm glad to see you on. I haven't seen you in a while. So once a month, great tip. That's right. And also bobbins. Makes sense. Good, Helen. All right. I'm going to pop off. I will be back on Friday for my Sip and Sew right here on Facebook and YouTube, 4 o'clock Pacific. I don't know what I'm sewing on yet, but I will figure that out. And I can guarantee to have a glass of wine in my hand and a featherweight. Oh, Donna Moore, if you look under Featherweight Doctor on Featherweight, or nope, on Facebook, see the words are bad. You will find me. All right.